How do I undo Roblox terrain editor changes? Imagine spending hours shaping your Roblox world, only to realize you made a mistake. Don't worry, undoing terrain edits is easier than you think. Let's walk through how to fix those accidental changes and keep your project on track. In Roblox Studio, when you're working with the terrain editor, you can undo your recent changes just like in many other programs. The main way to do this is by pressing the keyboard shortcut Ctrl plus the letter Z if you're on a Mac. Use CMD plus Z. This command works to step back through your recent edits, whether you painted terrain, sculpted hills, or changed textures. However, keep in mind that the undo feature in the terrain editor often works in small chunks. If you make a large change, like painting a big area or raising a mountain, pressing undo might only revert part of that change. You might need to press Ctrl plus Z several times to fully undo a big edit. This is because Roblox breaks down terrain modifications into smaller pieces for undoing. There are some quirks to watch out for. When you change terrain materials, such as switching grass to dirt or adding textures, undoing those changes can sometimes be tricky. You might find that you need to press undo multiple times to revert the material change completely. Also, after undoing a few material changes, the undo and redo options might temporarily stop working until you make more edits. To undo terrain changes effectively, start with small edits whenever possible. For example, instead of sculpting a large area at once, work on smaller sections. This makes it easier to undo mistakes without multiple steps. If you want to revert the entire terrain back to an earlier state, you can clear all terrain using the Clear tool in the Create tab. After clearing, you can re-import or regenerate terrain to start fresh. Another helpful tip is to use the Select tool to highlight specific regions of terrain before editing. This way, you can focus your changes and undo only the parts you want to fix. Remember, Roblox's terrain editor is powerful but has some limits with undoing large or complex changes. To keep your work safe, it's a good idea to save versions of your project regularly. That way, if you make a mistake, you can always revert to an earlier save instead of relying solely on undo. This is especially useful for big projects or detailed terrain work. In summary, to undo terrain changes in Roblox Studio, press Ctrl plus Z or CMD plus Z. Keep in mind that undo works in small steps, so for big edits, you might need to press it several times. Using smaller edits, selecting specific regions, and saving your work often can make managing terrain much easier. With these tips, you'll be able to fix mistakes quickly and keep building your Roblox world smoothly.